What's the juiciest rumor at your school that turned out to be 100% true? The principal made a porn tape with a student when he was still just a teacher and had it hidden on school property. It all came out when the vice principal tried to use it as leverage to steal his job. The principal was forced to resign. The student in the video was 18, but the vice and the rest of the administration were fired for covering it up. The art teacher was sleeping with both the history teacher and re-teacher. She was married to the chemistry teacher who she'd previously had an affair with while married to the woodwork teacher. I believe she married the re-teacher sometime after I left school. Edit, a few people have asked what re is. Religious education which state schools in the UK used to have to teach. Taught by an atheist, which was refreshing. This is better than a Mexican soap opera. A younger male teacher, upper 20s, newlywed, was having sex in his classroom during lunch with an older female teacher, married in her mid-40s. A student caught them and filmed them, pretty much blackmailed them into turning themselves in. Well, that's a twist I could get behind. A student used blackmail to get the offenders to do the right thing for once. That there was a girl in the boys' bathroom giving BJs for $10. There really was, and she got expelled. Strange women lying in restrooms distributing blowjobs is no basis of a government. Two teachers that were married to each other were sleeping with students. The husband was the first to do it and the wife found out and slept with some of her students as revenge. Also, the resource officer was sleeping with some of the 18-year-old seniors. All got confirmed when they were fired for it. Well, the teachers got fired. The officer got moved to bicycle patrol. We had a Spanish teacher who would keep giving random financial/business advice during classes. One day he tabbed over to his stock trading homepage and accidentally revealed that he was a millionaire. Rumors about his past started circulating. Around graduation, some students found old newspaper articles confirming that he was a former meth dealer who had spent time in jail. Was a seriously cool guy, actually. The male principal got caught fricking the male history teacher in his office. Both were married. Edit, principal. Sorry. Their husbands must have been furious. We had a running joke around my school for years. If someone asked, could you insert question here, most people would reply, I'll do it for a bag of Doritos. This was a school-wide inside joke because a girl was caught sucking this guy's dick in the bathroom. Some authority figure had the bright idea of asking why the horny teen would allow this. She said she would do it for $3 and a bag of Doritos. No one ever saw the girl again, but the guy became a legend. The science teacher was a pedophile. Some kid found Viagra in his desk and he was put in admin leave when they found a used condom in his trash after the search. Then kids came forward. Was not pretty. This one girl would make those colorful friendship bracelets made out of needlepoint floss for every guy she gave a BJ to. There were lots of bracelets. Edit, I sure freaking hope Emily doesn't have Reddit. Edit 2, just because Emily gave mad BJs, doesn't mean I will. Get your bracelets elsewhere. A girl got caught giving her boyfriend a blowjob in one of the stairwells of my high school. The government teacher, one of the most ultra-religious and pure-hearted individuals on earth, was the one who caught them. Ended up in a science class with the girl. She gave no fricks that she got caught, and took her legend status like a champ. Still makes me laugh over a decade later. Some kid in my year/grade found nude pictures of his art teacher, female, on a school camera when he went to take pictures of his painting. Didn't have a clue what to do about it, so just started telling people and no one believed him. Couple days later he's pulled out of class and had to see the school headmaster about it. They found the camera and the photos and somehow the teacher was unaware whatsoever. Thing is, the teacher didn't get any reprimands, but the kid got excluded a couple of days for spreading true rumors about the teacher. The cheerleading team was doing coke off the toilet seats. Edit, for everyone saying the tank would be better, maybe my high school was unusual but we had the same high-power flush toilets like other public bathrooms. They had no tanks, just the base of the toilet and the seat. Our bathrooms had no doors to the entrance, probably as a deterrent to this behavior, so the counters were a no-go. The toilet paper dispensers were those large circular ones. Believe me, I agree with those of you saying it's gross and idiotic, but there weren't that many alternatives in the bathroom. We weren't allowed to have bags or backpacks with us, so no one carried a purse, and they did it in the middle of class, so bringing a textbook would be suspect. Also, the main offenders were too young to drive, so they didn't have keys necessarily. And this was pre-smartphone and before the average high school student even had a cell phone. Edit 2, real glad the cheerleaders' collective idiocy lead to my highest rated comment. ITT, people who don't know the difference between principals and principals. Neither did the administrators, apparently. Also, some kid said he was going to kill himself a bunch of times over getting worse grades than his little brother, and finally one day, he jumped in front of a train on the tracks right behind the school. I heard some details of what kids saw and it was about as horrifying as you'd think. Some kids made semen frosted brownies and gave them to another kid and he ate them. The rumor was that a boy's gym teacher and a senior girl in my class were involved. They got married when we graduated. He was at least 10 years older than she was. Spanish teacher was a former male porn star. That the school district security guard would let you get away with anything if you gave him some coke. He later got caught and fired for it. If anyone else went there, it was at Desert View HS in Tucson. Edit, I was talking about cocaine, not the soda, for those who didn't realize that. And on a serious note, it's all about the Dr. P and frick the rest. Was Pepsi okay? Resource officer was a child molester and then murdered his wife after he was fired. He fled and they still haven't found him over 10 years later. He's on Marshall's top 15 most wanted list. His name was Dan Hears and his mother thinks he's dead. The computer tech teacher got caught having sex with a student. He was put on suspension while the investigation was conducted. He killed himself by running his car into a tree. Rumor had it that a teacher was having sex with some of his students that wanted higher grades. No one believed it to be true because he was married and just had his third baby. 100% true, and all the students were proud of it. He's still in jail 5 years later. One kid who was in my history class jacked off in a giant communal pump bottle of ranch dressing the upperclassmen all used. Was heard bragging about it in class, but nobody believed him until it got back to a teacher and they tested the dressing and lo and behold, jizz was present. Lots of scarred teenagers and lots of amused ones. There was a rumor that our female English teacher was sleeping with the starting QB, and that her youngest child was not her husband's, but the QB's. She was caught sleeping with a different one of her students years later, and it is now known she has slept with a number of former students including the QB. Now people really think her youngest kid isn't her husband's. Edit, QB equals quarterback. Sorry to my non-Americans on the thread. This is by far the most attention that a post of mine has received, and I love that it turned into a Blue Mountain State thread. Go Goats. Teacher from my high school, girls were creeped out by him and constantly reported him for making them uncomfortable. He was quite obese, belly hung to knees, so the school and other students wrongly assumed these girls were being rude. 6 years later he's in prison after being caught with CP on his computer, alongside upskirt photos of girls from my school. An abortion using a coat hanger where a student bled to death. It happened years before I attended the school, and was the basis of the ghost sightings near the bathroom. Man, this is disturbing as hell. In middle school, a rumor floated around pretty much most of the school that the principal had a consistent record of sexual assault. And what do you freaking know? He got arrested for sexual assault when I was a freshman in high school. It was all over the news and everything. There was a girl who wanted to lose her virginity, so she offered a guy a phone top-up to take her virginity, and he did it. Damn, where's this kinda girl when I was in school? She's there. She's probably just the kinda girl who you wouldn't want to frick.